I'm leaving you with this report on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Israel, which is scheduled for next week. I spoke to Israel's ambassador to India, Reuven Azar, who says that this trip could fast-track defense, trade and IMAC mega corridor. He sharply dismisses the Gaza ceasefire allegations and issues a warning to Iran over its nuclear stance, signaling a high-stake diplomacy as India-Israel ties enter a decisive new phase. For the entire interview, please watch our YouTube channel, India Today Global. Prime Minister Narendra Modi would soon be visiting Israel, and this is a visit which is long in making, long overdue. And to discuss what India and Israel are trying to build through this high-level visit, I'm being joined by Ambassador Reuven Azar, Israel's ambassador to India. So welcome to India Today.
Thank you, Pranay, for this opportunity. It's always good to see you.
My pleasure, sir. First question, since Prime Minister Netanyahu has already announced that he's expecting Prime Minister Modi next week in Israel, what we should expect, what the people of India and Israel should expect from this high-level meeting, since this visit was in making and you were involved in the preparations. So what are the big deliverables we should be looking at?
Well, we are thrilled, Pranay, to see Prime Minister Narendra Modi coming. I think this relationship is very unique and it's more than just, national interest. I think that there is a sense of feeling, a very deep feeling, both in Israel and India, of a friendship towards one another, because we trust another. We've built this for decades now, and we feel very confident in the relationship, especially given the challenges we have to overcome in the last 2-3 years. I think the sense is pretty similar on the Indian side. We know how to come to the help of the other in times of need. We are consistent with our friendship, and that, I think, has gathered a lot of recognition in Israel. So we are going to we've been taking advantage of the fact that the Prime Minister is coming to try to deliver and finish processes that have been long going in different fields. Okay, so defense is, an essential pillar. And here we are going to sign an updated security agreement that is going to allow us to go much deeper and wider when it comes to our defense cooperation, both G2G, but also in the private sector.
Okay. But Ambassador, do you think that the conditions put by Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, that we are only discussing the nuclear program and capping of the nuclear program, and missile caps or the missile limits are off table? Do you think that this could also be a deal breaker for these negotiations?
Well, the Iranian regime is trying to negotiate, and I think that they are putting ridiculous limitations that actually are endangering the entire diplomatic process. So if they think that after all this aggression that have been exercising throughout more than 3 decades towards the region, after they deceived the international community time and again and breached not only their commitments in the context of the JCPOA, but the basic commitments to the safeguards agreement of the NPT, after all that, they think they're going to have a pass and we are going to trust them to put partial limitations on their program. It's ridiculous. So either they get to their senses and change course and actually cooperate with the American demands, and if they don't do that, I think that they should have learned by now that the American threat is a real threat. So we hope that they come to the senses. I think that this positioning by Araghchi is quite unrealistic. And we hope that they change attitude fast, because time is running up.
In the last, I would just want you to clarify that the possibility of dismantling the missile infrastructure of Iran is still being considered as an option on the table by President Donald Trump, or even as
well, you have to ask
Israel.
Them. Yeah, you have to ask them. For us, it's very clear, because we saw, how they were building this program. They had a plan to create an arsenal of about 10,000 ballistic missiles. Imagine that we had to withstand the biggest ballistic missile attack in the history of the world only last year, when they fired hundreds of them. And it has a great potential of damage. We had to invest billions of dollars to defend ourselves from that. And this was done with the intention of exterminating us, and we are not inventing it. The Iranian regime has stated that time and again. There even is a designated place in Tehran in which they display their plan to exterminate us. So we have to take it seriously. We won't live in a situation in which these limitations won't be put on the Iranians, and if they are not put on them, if they don't accept them, they will have to suffer the consequences.